stop. You don't deserve that. You just don't deserve that. So I'm going to edit that out. Anyways, I can't stop looking at the weather. I got to go back out in the elements. I wanted to do a quick video, but we've had these morning thunderstorms. And let me tell you, it's not unusual, like other parts of the country, to get late afternoon, evening thunderstorms. But the morning ones are a little unusual. They bring a different color, a different vibe, a different sound. Thankfully, none of them have been severe. We don't want people hurt, property damaged. So they've just been rolling, and it's nice. I like it. And I'm going to say it. It's a little romantic. It's a little romantic, and I like that. But first, before the topic, one of my most challenging topics to date, I want to say thank you to Mazzy. Thank you so much for the plug. You're so generous and kind to do that. I got new members, so they're in for something. But I just, I don't know if you knew this. The very first time I jumped on YouTube after I made my account to get into the music/vinyl globe of community, global community that is, your stream was the first thing I saw, and it was absolutely amazing. It was incredible. It was bonkers. And then I saw Putterman's after that, or kind of during it, and I was hooked. I was so hooked, and I felt like I have to be part of this. So thank you so much. You're part of the reason why I'm here, for better or worse, right? But thank you again. And the lighting, I kind of don't know what I'm doing. And the camera, in all honesty, I had before I started doing this. So I'm putting it to hopefully to good use. But I got new followers, and something to tell the new ones. I am the Reverend Rock and Roll and founder, pastor, spiritual advisor, Church of Elvis, and even more Latter-day Saints. One of the things we like to do after some intense studying or meditation, or maybe we've had a guest lecture. Maybe Mazzy will be our next guest lecture. We would like that very much, but we got a request. We want to lecture on the Kinks. I feel like I listen to so much of the Kinks, but know very little about them. I think Music Man knows a lot about the Kinks too. So we want that. But when we take a break, like we all do, we like to huddle around the internet machine and watch the videos y'all make. But I got to tell you, the most popular topic, the crowd pleaser topic, is when people do the videos of the strange things that they find within the sleeve of used vinyl. And I have found very, very strange things. We're digging out there. We're sleuths. That's important. We're going to used stores. We're going to auctions, charity shops, antique stores, on and on and on. We're out there. And the sleuths part's key. I'll get to that. I've shared it with my congregation. I don't know if I made a video about it, and they've shared with me. It could be simple things like old hair, like 6-year-old hair or DNA. That's gross. It could get more hardcore. Maybe you found some undergarments, probably associated with an event and that music or album. That's gnarly. And you're probably thinking, Rev, why would you keep that? It's none of your business. It's none of your business. And I don't care what you say in the comments. I'm not sharing it. I'm not showing it. I'm not even telling you the album. Okay? 10cc. But anyways, I'm fascinated with this because it hit me a couple days ago. You've probably seen this a few times, especially maybe even real time if you worked at a record store. But to me, I realized that some of the things we find might solve some of the greatest mysteries around the world. Some cold cases, some unsolved mysteries, if you will. Okay? I'm serious. And I've contacted the FBI, state, county, local officials, and I've told them what I have and what I want to show them and some of my theories. And they're not interested, but that's okay because I have an audience. And some of these type of mysteries have been on Netflix, man, and maybe will be on Netflix for solving these crimes simply by loving music and vinyl. And the sleuth part's key because we go out there, man, and we dig and dig and dig. And we use soft eyes, like they say in the great The Wire TV show of all time, the best. And we use our senses, and we can pick up a copy of a record and know so much by the feel, by the look. We know so much information even before we pull the vinyl out, and sometimes find something weird. But some of the things we find might solve incredible mysteries. I'm going to show you one such one, but we're going to ease into it a little bit. Here's one, Elvis Costello, My Aim is True. I believe this is an American first pressing. I say that, I think, because I have too many copies of this album, and I will openly admit I hoard Costello records, probably for obvious reasons, all right? That sounds great, but I want to take a little tangent before I talk about what I found in here. If you think the passions, the arguments about digital and analog, or digital and vinyl, or making vinyl records from digital is passionate, let me tell you a little something about this record. This is Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Get Happy. I think my favorite Costello record. Have a lot of copies. Been through a lot of copies. This is a German pressing. Many people, or a few people that care, think this is the best sounding of the pressing, even better than the MoFi version of this. And I'll tell you what, I agree. It's my favorite sounding Elvis Costello record, period, and this pressing. But I wouldn't tell you this is the only one you should get. This is the only one that should matter. It's not even, no, okay? This sleeve, by the way, is German, and it's filled with mistakes, up and down, misspellings, labels screwed up, whatever, but it sounds incredible. But people argue just as hard as that digital analog thing in just the all analog world, where what country was it pressed? Who mastered it in that country? The third pressing is better than the first pressing. The second pressing is garbage. It gets, if you spent any time in this hobby, you know what I'm talking about. So transparency, though, on new audiophile products, yeah, that needs to be straightened out. But I don't think any arguments will ever be solved on the other stuff. You just enjoy the music, enjoy the hobby. But getting back to what I found in this Costello record. I got this some time ago, this particular one. And these people left their credit cards. Not only did they leave their credit cards, I don't want to show the names. One of the credit cards is one of those international ones. It's from 1980. Purely designed for international travel. Within this album, I found not only their credit cards, bank statements, credit card statements, a cutout of a Costello concert they went to in New York, the hype sticker. When you read the credit card statements and the bank statements, it links up what they show that they saw of Costello in New York, but they live in Tennessee, or lived. It's just amazing. I can understand maybe a credit card, you just put in there after you bought it or something like that. But the bank statements and the credit card statements, it's so unusual. And even clippings, other clippings. And I didn't find this all at once. It seems like I found this over multiple times digging through this album. So kind of crazy. It's wild. Now, this is the one I want to get to. Okay? It's not unusual to find ECM records from the 80s, late 70s sealed. And I found this Bill Connors album sealed some time ago. And I opened it, and it was perfect, flat, plays amazing. Bill Connors is a classical acoustic guitar player, a little bit of jazzy, fusion-y. It's not mind-blowing stuff, but it's pretty cool. I still have the shrink on here, so I apologize. This photograph, by the way, and I think this gentleman has done other photographs for ECM and other records, is Joel Meyerowitz. He currently is still on Instagram. He is 85 years old. He's still teaching master classes in photography. He's unbelievable photographer. I love this photo, and I think it's why I'm drawn to it even more, this record. But he's like an Eggleston kind of vibe, that kind of era. He's just remarkable. Look up his photography if you love photography. But anyways, the history of this record and where it's been is great. It's a cutout, okay? It's got a Record Land label. I'll pop it up there, which was a chain in Ohio. But on the back, which I missed for the longest time, but I've seen other times, some dude took his shot, okay? People used to put want ads, dating things on the back of records back in the day. And this guy wrote, I'm not going to show you his name, "Attention, meditative jazz guitarist seeks long-term relationship with intelligent reasonably attractive. You're telling the woman to set the bar for themselves, okay? So rude. Reasonably attractive female who believes in the spiritual significance of music, send photo and letter to blank, 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 okay? I'm not going to show you the name. I'm not going to show you the address, but here's the house. That's the house that you're supposed to send a photo if you're reasonably attractive, okay? So unfair. It's so unfair to the woman. But this guy taped stuff on the back of jazz records, apparently. I've seen this one other time, but this one wasn't so specific. Now, I'm not saying that house is creepy. I'm not saying it's a bad neighborhood. It's Northern California, okay? It's worth $1.3 million. I think it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And what I'm trying to think is when I line up the dates of this record with the clipping that he taped and what was going on in Northern California, what if this dude's the Zodiac killer, dude? What if this record could solve the Zodiac or any other crime? Because this is sus to send your photo and address to some stranger where you're not even going to get anything back. He doesn't put his photo on the back of this. His photo's not inside. It was sealed. This guy might be a nightmare, a total nightmare. And I approached the police with this. I lined up the dates. I lined up the murders. I lined up all kinds of the things going on in Northern California at the time. And the police thought they didn't want nothing to do with it. But a Bill Connors album, okay? A quasi-classical jazz fusion album might solve a murder. And they don't want anything to do with it. Now, here's another one that's fascinating, but this one's old, okay? This is a Telefunken Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart string quartets, okay? German pressing. We all know who Wolfgang Amadeus is. He's a pretty famous guy, okay? But right here, I'll pop it up here, 4 sets, a set of 4, 3 numbers, okay? Look at those numbers. Those mean something, all right? Right here, right there, okay? First of all, look at the gatefold on this. It's like the book of Leviticus, dude. Seriously, not a single photograph. Just on and on and on about Wolfgang. Anyways, I took those numbers that someone wrote there, okay, in Germany. I took those numbers and I decoded them. And you're probably wondering, like, well, how did you decode, Rev? Why would you decode those numbers? Let me tell you. I used the Little Orphan Annie radio decoder pen, okay? It's one of the most sophisticated decoding machines in the world, as seen in The Christmas Story with Ralphie. See, a lot of people don't understand that some of the most sophisticated decoding, crypto technology even, is right there in the wide open, okay? Because they'll ignore it if it's in the wide open. If you keep this technology secret, people start getting interested. They start snooping around. You keep it wide open, man, okay? So I decoded those numbers. And what do you find when you decode these numbers of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? The goddamn eagle's nest. Hitler's Alpine retreat. The fucking loser couldn't even go to it. He went to like 3 times because he was so sick. Whatever was eating his brain. He couldn't handle the altitude. What a coward. The eagle's nest, which tells me that a Nazi might have had this, dude. A Nazi might have listened to this. And you know what that means? I'm going to fucking burn it. I'm going to rip it digitally, make a lathe, call it from the original lathe records, and then I'm going to burn it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that look at your records. See what's going on with them, okay? Use those soft eyes like they do in The Wire. You might solve something. Together, we might solve some of the mysteries of the world, some of the cold cases around here, just for being music fans and loving vinyl. So thank you very much for watching this. Thank you for the new people that have come, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Lovers laughing in their amateur hour, holding hands in the corridors of power, even though I'm with somebody else right now. High fidelity. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Okay, I should stop. You don't deserve that.